Well, hey, good morning. My name is Jared, and I host a daily live podcast where we discuss news and politics called Justice's Waiting Room. You can find us on YouTube and TikTok. Go live about 8 a.m. And hey, I'm making this quick video before I go live, not only to just pump a podcast, but the word came down from Press Secretary Donald Trump that the Signal story is old news and it needs to go away. And I'm sort of anti-authority anyway. So I was thinking maybe we ought to keep talking about how Donald Trump's appointed cabinet, including Tulsi Gabbard, Pete Hegseth, Michael Waltz, discussed classified information using Signal for the purpose of knowing that the chat would be deleted, disappearing text. Okay? And also unwittingly added the editor-in-chief of The Atlantic, which for the record is not like a writer. That's the manager. That's the person in charge. Got added to that chat, screenshotted all of that, and shared it with the public after, for the record, Tulsi Gabbard, Pete Hegseth, after they lied under oath about that conversation, he put it out into the ether. He just made it public information. So anytime someone that I see as not even I see, anytime someone's like a 34-time felony and they're telling you, oh, let's not talk about that, we should talk specifically about that. We should talk about how if you are a family member, or if you're on active duty, or you're a natty guard, right? Or you're family or friend of that ought to piss you off. It ought to piss you off that within 36 to 48 hours of that chat going public, so did their email addresses and passwords and phone numbers because of the Signal leak, which again I think we should call WhiskeyLeaks because of Pete Hegseth's drinking problem, which again I believe that is something that if we can get him to address, it may tone down some of the narcissism. And otherwise, he's a fucking turd too. Renaming bases and shit. Passing legislation banning fucking trans troops, and then that turning around ended up being illegal. Because remember, we're all created equal. I think that's most of y'all's religion. And I want to also remind you that this is a nation of immigrants. The United States was built by immigrants. If you're white and you live in the United States, you are an immigrant, or the son or daughter of an immigrant, or grandchild or great-grandchild of an immigrant. It's like, if you're black or Latina, you're an immigrant. We're all immigrants, or the son or daughter of immigrants. So I'm tired of this anti-immigrant shit. Obviously deportation is horrific, and also a crime against humanity according to the International Criminal Court. And for the record, Donald Trump's not deporting nearly as many people as Barack Obama is, or as Barack Obama did. So, in fact, a lot of his deportations have backfired, and those people are back on U.S. soil and free people. And also, he deported people to countries that they have no affiliation to. Imagine being deported to a prison in a foreign country you've never been to and have no affiliation with because the president doesn't like what you say. I'm sorry, the press secretary Trump. Because Elon Musk is a terrible president. Oh, and by the way, Elon Musk is being sued for fraud as it refers to the purchase of Twitter. And yes, I know XAI bought Twitter 45,000. We talked about that at length, right? but he's also being investigated for fraud. So I want to make sure that we get a quick video out and say, hey, anytime the oppressor, the authoritarian, tries to tell you what to and not to talk about, they're telling you what to talk about. The Signal leak, WhiskeyLeaks, big goddamn deal. We got to keep talking about that. That put anybody in the military ought to be pissed. They gave away the what, when, who, why, and how to the Russians via Signal. Pete Hegseth has a Russian email address. Anyway, I could keep going on this tangent, but I wanted to get that out. So keep talking about the Signal leak, WhiskeyLeaks, as I think we should be calling it. And I think the point of calling it WhiskeyLeaks is to force Pete Hegseth to address this drinking issue, which I think is like a big issue. Obviously, Donnie and Elon have ketamine and cocaine issues, but like one thing at a time, kids. Have a good rest of your day.